What up, world? What up, world? What up, world? What up, world? It's your main man. I am DJ Double Dose, man, coming at you again with another episode of Double Dose of Reality Sports, man. Hey, man, you already know who is in the national championship game. So there was no way in the world I was going to hop on this mic and not talk about the national championship game with my partner, man. Tuck, what's going on, man? What's happening with you, man?
What's happening, brother? What's going on, man? You got the intros and colors and everything back
I
in
mean,
there.
you know, we trying to make it do what it do over here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just one man, one podcast. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it grow, man. Listen, man. The Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. The Fighting Irish under Freeman is in the national championship game. But before we touch on that, before we touch on all of that,
take care of your stuff, bro. That's what I'm talking
about. No. Oh no, we going right into it. We not playing no games. I gotta ask you your thoughts. Now, everybody has had something to say about the playoff, whether it was the seeding, whether it was however it goes. I'm a firm believer in this. This is the first time.
Yeah.
Everything gonna get done right the very first time. You know what I'm saying? But what are your thoughts as of how you feel about the playoffs as a whole as we've gotten to this point?
Look, I think the only thing that needs to be changed or restructured is the seating. The way they go about the seating. I think it would have been a lot better if, for example, you kind of contradicted yourself when you put Clemson at, what was they, 12? And it was a conference champion, right? So I think you kind of contradicted yourself when you put the conference champion at 12, but then you turn around and you put Boise at number 4. Look, man, I mean, I love Boise, I love the story, but they shouldn't have been a 4. It should have been a 4. I think the seeding should have been 1, 2, 3. I think they got right. I think SMU should have possibly not been a 12. I mean, it should have been a 9 or a 7, whatever they are. I think the seeding has to get better. If the seeding gets better, I think you'll see a better flow of the playoff because I think all 4 bye teams lost.
Now let me ask you this. My only I've heard it and I can get where people are coming from with that, but for us non-SEC,
of course,
and non-Big Ten people, listen, I'm cool with it the way it is, and I'm saying that because you and I both know that if they do away with the automatic conference champion with the bids, you know how it's gonna go.
Right.
The SEC gonna get 2 buys, and the Big Ten gonna get the other 2 buys. Like, I mean, we all know like what's gonna happen if they do that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I can understand people's gripe with it. I do. Yeah. However, when you are a Big 12, you are an ACC.
Right,
and you are, you know what I'm saying, and you are and these other people at Mount West, whatever other conference that may come up, you know what's gonna happen if they do it in that manner,
right?
You know, you know what's gonna happen.
I'm in that camp though. Like I think the automatic qualifiers do need to get a however, from the conference champions, I feel they need to get a bye, but you got to pick the right conference champions to give them a bye. That's where I think the committee lost me. And like I said, if the seeding was better, I think we would have had a way better outcome. I think like I said, I agree with who got in. I just don't agree of who got how the seeding was. I think Notre Dame should not have been as low, as high as they was. They should have been a 7 seed. They should have been at that time there was on a 10-game win streak or a 9-game win streak.
Yeah, they only lost they had been
had lost since week 1. Yeah, so you're gonna have this hot team. So you're gonna have this hot team and you're gonna put them at 7? I mean, It just didn't make no sense. And I'm not trying to sound like a homer or nothing, but
no. We just talking about it. Yeah,
it's like you should have put them. You said in the rules, they said they can't be no higher than a 5. Put them at 5.
That was it.
Put them at 5. I mean, they won 10, 11 games in a row. Have the nation's longest winning streak right now, and they went through. Indiana had no business getting blowed out by Notre Dame. It was already automatic setup. It was not there. They had no chance. When the first play was a damn touchdown, a 98-yard touchdown. So you have to match up with your matchups. If I would prefer to watch Indiana versus Boise State. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I would prefer to watch Arizona State versus I would prefer to watch Arizona State versus
SMU.
SMU. Right. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer to watch Clemson versus I would prefer to watch Clemson versus Ohio State. You got to use your matchups and be able to get because people are not going to watch them. I mean, people were talking about how boring it was and all this. I don't think it was boring.
I don't think it was boring.
It was just predictable.
I mean, look at the NFL this past weekend. I mean, we kind of knew.
Oh yeah, that was most definitely predictable.
We kind of knew what was going to happen. So I guess for that crowd, it's like, hey man, the NFL. I mean, we kind of knew what was going to happen the past weekend. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pretty much it went the way that everybody.
It went chalk. Everybody knew it was going to win, and you saw what was going to happen. But like I said, if you fix the seating and fix, these. Like again, another thing, bow tie-ins. I think you fix these bow tie-ins to where the Southern demographic changes. I forgot what the national championship going to play next year, but you gotta flip some of this stuff around. You gotta be strategic. And I think
if we go based off the game, what I just did in the second season, then it's gonna be in Miami. If it's
okay, I think that's
if that's the way they got it. If it's based off of that, then in the second season, then it'll be Miami.
Because if you're gonna do this, you're predominantly gonna be heavy on the west and heavy in the south because you want good weather. So, but these guys gotta go play a playoff game in the snow. Why? That's what I'm saying. You gotta have.
They ain't gonna do that.
No, they're not because of the weather. Because I mean, when they had the Super Bowl at MetLife one year, it started raining.
Literally, it snowed when the game was over.
Yes,
they had all the way through the game, and after that, it was. I remember seeing the shots of it after the field was covered.
And I was like, they did. I think they're trying to get paid. They're trying to get paid another Super Bowl for the Broncos. But hey, that's what do I know? But anywho,
but I would just say, I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on that because I know it was a lot. It was a lot of talk, you know what I'm saying, about it. And like I told people, anytime you get something for the first time, and especially with this, when everybody's voice is as loud with social media, everybody can just hit a button and say what they got to say. You know they're gonna listen, so you know they're gonna tweak it. So that's why I'm just like, hey man, just give it, just let it breathe. Let's just see how it play itself out. So now that we have got that out of the way. Going in, you know what? Before we go into it, something you always mess with me about. You always got on me about my look. Always got on me about my look. So look what I got right here. So,
look at that. They got that don't you?
I got that you know what I'm saying? I got that 93 proof. But those of y'all who remember, y'all know they stay getting on me about my liquor. So
hey, let me tell you, that's some good stuff.
That's some good stuff. I'm finna take.
I had the privilege. Well, my homeboy had the privilege of going to visit the distillery a couple of weeks ago for his birthday. He brought me back a beanie, Buccaneers beanie. But I'm trying to do a shameless plug right quick, dude. Everybody who got a chance, please go to Tennessee to visit the Buccaneers distillery. It teaches you a whole bunch of stuff. And also, you'll learn a lot about life and everything like that. Also, get her book. I mean, I didn't know we were going to talk about Uncle Nears and stuff. I would have been prepared. But yeah, but get her book. And it tells the whole life story and everything too. So yeah,
that's what's up, man. That was up, man. So when you look at the way that Ohio State has played so far throughout the playoffs, looking at it from a Notre Dame lens, what's the one thing? I mean, we kind of know the obvious. We know the obvious, but outside of Jeremiah locking him down, what's the one thing that Notre Dame needs to do, in your opinion, in this matchup to maybe sneak out of here with a win?
you going to have to make Will Howard one dimensional. Look, yeah, Judkins can get off at any point in time, and I think that's one person that nobody's talking about because they're
him and
looking
Henderson are fresh right now. They fresh,
right. You know, everybody's talking about. You know, what's the kid name?
Jeremiah.
They're talking about Jeremiah, and they're also talking about the kid, other kid that's on the other side. They can go either way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you're not afraid of a running game, that Will Howard's gonna eat that up.
Right.
The best play they had running the ball, besides, because that's why I think Texas was in this game. By the way, I think Sark called a horrible goal line. That's the reason why they lost that game.
This show would go a whole hour if you get me talking about the logic behind.
Man, look, till this day, that's why I do not trust Sark in big games.
Hey, well,
you call a toss play with one of the toughest defensive lines and with one of the best safeties in the country. You call a sweep, a toss sweep to the not even to the boundary, not even to the field side. You call it to the boundary side. But hey, I digress.
I mean, you know, you've been running Arch. You trusted Arch on the 4th and 1, but you didn't trust him on the 2nd and 1. Like,
and then the shotgun. You know, I hate shotgun on the goal line at the 1 yard line. Go on the center. You mean tell me you got all these formations, but you don't have goal line? Don't make sense. But anyway, I think Will Howard. If you slow down Will Howard, if you slow down the running game just a little bit, and I think Notre Dame's defense is very capable of doing this. Notre Dame has a top 5 defense, arguably a top 5 defense across the board. That's where I think you will have the issue of, hey, Notre Dame has a chance. You know, this is not your Brian Kelly's Notre Dame. This is Marcus's Notre Dame. They're just going to, if they keep going with that same recipe that they've been having, protect the football, get the ball down, get your ball to your playmakers, and you shut down, like make them one dimensional. Don't run, don't shut down the running game, and make Will Howard beat you with his arm. I think you might have a chance.
Now, my only thing with Notre Dame is, are we going to need Riley Leonard on the flip side? The way you said about Will Howard,
yeah,
we know that Riley Leonard. We know what he can do with his legs. It's clear. We know what the hell he wants to do with his legs. But in this right here, with what Ohio State has in that front 7, he gonna have to be a grown man Monday, and he gonna have to make some throws that he might not necessarily be comfortable with making.
Right.
When you look on the outside of Notre Dame's receivers, if that moment comes, are their receivers capable of making the plays if he delivers the ball to them?
Well, in the Penn State game, I remember, some people saying there was no athletes on the field on the offensive side of the ball. I like I said, I beg to differ. Those receivers are pretty good. Okay, are they elite? I'm not. I mean, what's the difference between an elite receiver and a receiver who can do whatever they want to when they get the ball? So all I'm saying is what Ohio State in that front 7 is, you're going to have to go. You want to be quick with your decision making. It has to be precise, and you can't
you're not going to have time
second guess it, because if you second guess it, because that would mess viewers up too a couple of times. Because he'll pump, and then he'll be like, "Nah, that ain't the move." But then he's like, "You know what? It is open. It's too late now.
You ain't got it. You ain't got it.
That thing now. It's too late." So the play calling has to be on point. I mean, I'm not saying that he has to be a perfect game, but he has to be damn near perfect. That front 7. Now the back 4 now or 5, it depends on what formation they have. Yeah. It's shaky. They're still Ohio State.
It's gettable. If you can get it out there, they're gettable. Right. Like it's not like you said, not like you're gonna light them up like that, but they're
you know what I'm saying? Because Michigan was not world beaters. You just gotta use that same formula. Michigan did not use nothing special.
No, they made it ugly.
Oregon didn't do nothing special in that first game. Ohio State just ran out of time. And that was a coaching thing. And that's why people was trying to get on, Ryan Day about, his decision making. Like, I mean, and then Dan Lannon did the 12 men on the field thing too. But to me, if it's a rule, you better expose it. That's how I feel about it.
Hey man,
but,
listen, you ain't winning if you ain't cheating.
That's what I'm telling you. Hey,
and I think ultimately, I think for me, when you look at Notre Dame, and I know a lot of people watching this say we ain't really said much about Ohio State. We gonna get to them in a second. Mm-hmm. But when you look at Notre Dame from this end, they can get down and they can make it. They can make this a ugly game, so to speak. Yes. Because ultimately, after Ohio State scored on their first drive against Texas just said, you know what, fuck it. We got to make this shit ugly. We cannot get into a track meet with them. Nope. We can't do it. So they pretty much said, fuck it. We're going to take out. We're going to put 2 or 3 on Jeremiah, keep everything in front of us. And look, like my partner Nightlife said, he was like, Ibuka ate in the slot. Ibuka did ate in the slot. He ate in the slot because they allowed him to. Because it was just like, hey, we know that what Jeremiah's going to do on the outside.
Right.
Only thing that really screwed them up in that whole get outside of Sark bad play called in the end was that damn touchdown before the half. That's what screwed them up. Because it was just like they fought to finally score, and then you give up the damn touchdown right before the half. I said at that point, I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna recover from this because mentally,
man, it was bad break. It was bad breaker.
Yeah, it's like I know the game kept going, but that shit took everything out of them, man. It did.
And my famous saying is there's blood in the water. It was blood in the water right then. I said you can look at the bench, you can look at their team. They were distraught. They didn't know what to do. Because you took all that. You got all that momentum.
They marched down the field, did everything to fucking score.
They throw a 4-yard behind the line screen pass. And they take it to the house untouched.
Hold on, make it worse. So look, you in media. What make it worse? It was literally after the fucking commercials. Like we come back from break.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Break.
So when we come back from a commercial, these people
come back from a commercial. They lined up. Boom. Next thing and it's just like.
If I remember correctly, I think Texas had like 8 or 9 in the box. It was a perfect play call. Too. Don't get me wrong. It was a perfect play call.
They was expecting them. They were expecting them handoff. They were expecting them
because they were slowing Jenkins down. They were slowing him down after that first touch. They were slowing him down after that drive, and then it's like, all right, boom, we're gonna keep doing. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with a screen pass, buddy, and you ain't gonna.
I know they think it was gonna work like that.
That first wall, skedaddle.
And
I was like, this don't make no sense. They're like, y'all weren't prepared for this. Like they could have went deep, and you could have got burnt. I mean, like I said, Texas DBs ain't the world's best either. You know what I'm saying? So, why not take a chance? But
so as we transition to the Ohio State side, I mean, we know what they have been throughout this playoff. I mean, a lot of people can call them Death Machine. A lot of people can call them, hey man, listen. When you look at Ohio State and we talk about Will Howard and you talk about the grown men they have on the outside. The one thing that me and you touched on earlier was when you look at Travion Henderson, and you look at Judkins, and you look at right now the way that they are playing off of each other. For me, I think that's going to be more of an issue for Notre Dame to make sure that they contain that. Than the outside. That's just
Oh, it's me too. Because that's what I said. You're going to have to stop them running the football.
Because they're fresh right now, man.
If you can stop them running the football, you have a greater chance of winning. You're defensively, Notre Dame is not going to do anything special. They're going to, if you go more than 4 wide, they're going to go, basic nickel defense with a cover 2 over the top. If you go anything smaller than the 3, they're gonna go again. Either they're gonna do the same thing on the nickel, but this time they're gonna do more brackets. They're gonna do more doubles. They're gonna zone blitz, and they don't have to use a spy or nothing. So them linebackers are gonna be able to free to be if you do bring what's his name out of the backfield. And another thing, those guys are disciplined. It's an Al Golden run defense. It's more of the scheme. Okay, so you're gonna have to out scheme them to beat them. And That's when Penn State was winning because they were running the football. Let's not get it. Let's keep it the book. Penn State was running football against them. But then when you try to make your quarterback to be a hero, you ended up being a zero because this kid was not ready for this. He wasn't ready for the prime time.
And Penn State ran into the same issue. They couldn't score in the red zone.
Why did Penn State start running the ball? Again, I keep it 100. Why did you start running the football? Singleton was eating them alive. And they had the offensive line to do it. I just don't get it. And Ohio State has a great offensive line, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But they have not faced a great defensive line in this. Now,
and that's why Texas was able to fuck them. They was able, well, I ain't gonna say fuck them up, but Texas was, once they settled into the game,
right?
Texas was able to like you said, we hate to go back to that game, but when you look at that game in its totality, they scored 21 offensively. They scored 21 points.
21 points, yeah.
And one was on their first drive. So you talking about in the context of the game after that first touchdown, they literally scored 2 more touchdowns.
That's it.
The last one
that's all they did.
They scored 2 more. So it's like, I'm not saying for Notre Dame to take that, to take that particular game plan, because obviously, everybody run different schemes, but they have to probably take some pieces from that, because it's just like, hey, listen, we have the same type of personnel and the same type of bodies that we can make this game ugly. Now, on the Ohio State thing, it's just like, like we saying in the chat, it's like, hey man, look, you got Ferraris and Lambos, use them. Like we can. You got Ferraris and Lambos, use them. If they mess around there and they double and they triple Jeremiah, hey, you have more than enough wide receivers, as we seen, that you can still air that thing out. And if it was me, I think Chip Kelly is sitting back, licking out. I'm sure he hasn't, but correct me if I'm wrong. Chip Kelly don't got no title as no offensive coordinator, does he? Because I know he ain't got one as a head coach.
He does not have a title as offensive coordinator because he was an offensive coordinator at New Hampshire. Then he went to Oregon. Then he became a head coach.
So trust me. So trust and believe. Chip is licking his chops, brother. He knows that, like you said, like we saying, hey man, this is it. This is the last game of the year.
Right. And with Will Howard, look, man, I'm not saying your career's on the line for the NFL, but your career's on the line for the NFL. He stepped up against Texas, on that. It was a brilliant call too by Chip on the quarterback power, but everybody saw it coming. And I don't understand why
everybody was like, he hasn't ran the whole damn time. Like,
he hasn't ran the whole night, and it was coming eventually. And that's why I was like, okay, yeah. So, but Will Howard is going. I think Will Howard's going to have to step up,
right?
And he can't get the deer in the headlights. He had deer in the headlights against Michigan, and I was like, oh, they unlost him because when I think he threw that first pick. I was like, oh, it's going to be a long day if Will Howard has got these deer in the headlights. But I think offensively, I think that'd be fine. Defensively, if we go that way, look, man. Let me tell you, who's a baller? Cody Simon. Cody Simon's a baller. You got Cody Simon. What's his name? Styles, and that whole linebacker unit, that whole front seven.
Yeah, and you get the way that they have Caleb playing. I know Alabama. If there's any Aaron, I know you watching. I know y'all got to be sick. I know the way Caleb is playing. The position that they have Caleb in is borderline like he's playing a high linebacker, because he is literally sitting right behind them, sitting in the box, and he is just monitoring every fucking thing around him.
And another Alabama transfer. Is we didn't talk about is the center. He won the Remington Award. You know what I'm saying? And who saw that coming? I was like, oh, this kid.
After the Michigan game, we heard he was the problem.
Yeah, we heard he was terrible.
Last year in this game, we heard. We're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that alone.
This man goes out and wins the Remington Award. Now, let me tell you, but going back to like Caleb, look, man, somebody I thought we was in the group and somebody asked if was Caleb a generational type player.
Yes.
I said yes. I think because he drops down into the box and he knows he sees everything. Now I can see when some people say, "Well, let me get some time to see you or whatever." I can understand that, but man, the kid has the moxie of of a generational player. Like, he reminds me so much of Fitzpatrick from Mika a lot. Mika played everywhere. He reminds me so much of Mika as far as his ball hawking ability, his punt returning ability, his play recognition. I think he is. He just plays in the higher state behind that front seven, and nobody wants to talk about what he's doing.
Look at what he's doing. Like, his only knock, if you had a knock, which is something he can't control, is his height.
Right, can't control his height. Like, you can just, if you go 4 wide and you're so happy to be in man and you run a smash route, yeah, they're probably gonna, like that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, we're trying to find something to have a
negative. Yeah, at that point, you just nitpicking. It's almost like, you just at that point, it's like, hey, he is what he is. He is proving his worth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for that defense, he is being, as we say, he's been the quarterback of that defense, so to speak, and it's something to amazing to see. So I'll just say this: looking at it, I don't think that this will be a blowout. Just like I didn't think Ohio State was going to blow out Texas. I know everybody and their mama was like, "Oh, it's going to be." I'm like, they're not going to blow it. Now, did it eventually end up being a 14-point win? Yes, because of what happened.
Because of a stupid score.
Right, because of a stupid score. Yeah, but ultimately, I didn't think they were 9.5 or double-digit favorites in that.
I don't know what the line is right for this game, but
I can tell you right now.
I mean, the thing, what you got to look at is
it's 8. It's 8 on the head. It's 8 on the head. It's
okay, so
right now, as we speak today, as of today, it's at 8.
As of 8. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but could it be? Yes. Yeah, could it be?
I mean, I
remember Aaron said this was the national championship game. He's gonna stand on business when he say that.
He said it now. He said Ohio State by 14. He said it now.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I could, if Notre Dame can, but see, Notre Dame. This is not Brian Kelly's Notre Dame. If this was Brian Kelly's Notre Dame, okay, but they got they have a little more flow to their offense. They got a good running game in Love. Texas, which I debated people, Texas didn't have a running back until like week 4. They didn't have a good running back.
Got hurt. They had between Blue and Gibson. They had they had wide between Wisner, Gibson, and Blue. They literally had to fit because all of those were catching backs. So they all had to figure out which one of you motherfuckers I can trust to hand a damn ball off to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then with and then going to the part with the running game for Notre Dame, it's pretty good. You have an offensive line that everybody's going to get drafted into the NFL. Okay, every offensive line on Notre Dame's starting lineup is going to get drafted to the NFL. So this is going to be a trench matchup. You know what I'm saying? Whose running game is going to get established first? That's who's going to control the clock, especially with the new clock rules. That's whoever establishes a good running game. There you have it, and I feel as though I think it's going to be a good game, man. I really do.
One of them. We talk about you use this phrase a lot when you talk about some sports games, especially in football. And this is one of those times where it's like, hey, Notre Dame, get to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Whether you get to the fourth quarter, if you get to the fourth quarter tied or down by less than 10, you have a chance.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You have a chance. If you make it to the fourth and you look, it's tied or God forbid if you up, but you up, tied, or down by less than 10, you definitely will have an opportunity to get a turnover because let's look, Will Howard is not perfect.
He's not perfect, man.
We have seen him turn the ball over. So I mean, it's not like does he turn the ball over on a regular? Hey, that is here nor there. But he has turned the ball over. So if you know the name, That is the one thing that you need to do. Get to the fourth quarter tied up or down by less than 10.
I really think this is gonna come down to coaching. I really do. I think Ryan Day. I think his players are playing for him, and you can tell.
Yeah, man, they love him.
They love him. I think they were trying to fire him, man.
They were trying to fire him.
If he didn't beat Tennessee,
he was out of there.
He was gone. Don't get me wrong. Now Tennessee was one game away from below the Mason-Dixon line of beating Ohio State. It was cold. Them boys over playing in the cold weather.
Yeah,
it was cold, man. Tennessee gets cold. Don't get me wrong, but
sidebar took. Aaron said, "Is you trying to bet?" Pretty much, y'all can talk about that in the line. Aaron said, "If you trying to bet," Aaron, he said, "You've been a Notre Dame fan since Lou Holtz." I'm just replying to Mitch. I'm just replying to Mitch.
I totally look. Let me tell Aaron something. Look, Aaron, I have family ties to this. This is it. I have family ties to Notre Dame. I don't have anything else. I will not bet this game. I am not confident. I don't have no inside information that's going to lead me to go one way or the other. But however come, I really think this game is going to come down to coaching. Ryan Day has made several mistakes in his coaching career. Marcus Freeman, the only thing he messed up on was he took Northern Illinois too lightly and it beat him in the ass.
And Marshall.
And Marshall. So, but when those service, don't forget that when those service academies were undefeated, he turned up on them.
You know something? I'm gonna tell you something. I know it might sound crazy. I will get a coaching edge to Freeman in this matchup simply because, and I'm saying it simply because of this right here.
Okay,
he ain't got nothing to lose. Nobody's expecting him to win this shit.
Nobody. Exactly.
The whole betting football world is saying that Notre Dame, because of the injuries and because of how they got here, everybody is saying that Ohio State is not only going to beat them, they're going to blow them out. That is Freeman is playing with, as they say, Freeman playing with house money right now.
Right, because look, people are just like, it's a whole bunch of people just like Aaron. Aaron said this is the national championship game. I've heard that the whole week. That was the national championship, isn't it?
Last week.
Are we sure that was the national championship game? Have y'all seen Ryan Day? It's just like Sark in some aspect.
He will fuck up a big game.
He will mess up a goddamn big game. You know what I'm saying?
2 weeks ago, he messed one up. 3 weeks ago, he just
Michigan, we keep doing just want to let Michigan, the shit that happened at Michigan go away. We're just gonna let what happened to Oregon go away? No. I mean, to be honest with you,
it lit a fire under your team. I mean, y'all been playing ball to the wall since, but you still
that was 3 games ago.
It was only 3 games ago. It was just
you're back. It's back now, so you can't.
That pressure is there, like you said. They went into this playoff. His job was on the line, and most people. Now, I'm not gonna say people thought they was gonna lose to Tennessee, but because we didn't know how the team was gonna react, nobody would have been surprised had they lost to Tennessee. So
no, it would have been surprised.
So you went into that matchup with no pressure.
Right.
Second round, you had a little bit of pressure, but again, you had lost to them already. Hey, folks still thought Oregon was gonna beat you and send you home, so you really didn't have a lot of pressure on you to win that one. Yep. And then against Texas, it was just like, okay, you should beat Texas because they struggled at Arizona State. But if you did lose, it's Texas, whatever.
It's Texas.
Now, this is it. Everybody is expecting you the same way we was expecting you a month ago
to beat Michigan.
Everybody's expecting you to win this fucking game. So
man, I just don't know, man. That's why this is why I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what might happen. Now, if Ryan Day comes out and he's very aggressive, which he should be with Chip Kelly as his offensive coordinator,
right?
If he's being aggressive, and jump on them 14-0, okay, that's it. I mean, the magic number is 14. If you get up 14 points against Ohio State, good luck. You're fighting a uphill battle, running up an incline of 7.8.
Now you got to deal with too. At that point, you got to deal with too much.
Yeah, I mean, you got everything else for the rest of the game has to go correct. If it doesn't, you're in trouble. Ron Day has to be like, hey, be aggressive the whole game. Whole game. Do not take your foot off the pedal. I don't care if Marcus Freeman went to Ohio State or not. Keep fighting. Keep putting the points on.
You better keep on. You better keep on.
You don't. He's gonna find a way to win. That's the one thing he's gonna inspire his kids. Nobody thought they would be here. Folks had them losing to Indiana. I'm like, no, they're not gonna lose Indiana.
Indiana, I knew they weren't gonna lose. Now the Georgia, because even when you go into the Georgia game, you knew that bet was out. You knew that Georgia hadn't been able to run the damn ball all season.
All season.
Yet people still was like, it's Notre Dame, it's Georgia, it's the SEC. Georgia gonna win.
And we would. And the thing is, I said I picked Notre Dame to win, beat Georgia because
me too. I did.
Just of the scheme. Because look, I don't know. I didn't have no faith in Stockton. That defense was elite. The defense is elite, so he's gonna have a little problem doing what he had to do
with no receivers. Georgia
and with no receivers. And Mike Bobo is your offensive coordinator, bro.
You can't run, man. You ain't got no receivers, and you got a backup quarterback. But people still was like, "Hey, it's Georgia." Even though the defense was up and down all year, they like, "Hey, it's Georgia." They're gonna turn the lights on. If nothing else, the defense is gonna, do what they do. Now, granted, Riley Leonard didn't have a great game against Georgia.
No, he didn't, but he was efficient. And sometimes you got, and then special teams came to bite Georgia in the butt when they tried to take the ball when they took that house call at the beginning of the third quarter. I mean, all the momentum in the world. Notre Dame had a home game, guys. I mean, Georgia had a home game, guys. So
home. They were in.
I don't care what nobody say. That was a home.
That was a home. But something though. We got to stop saying that because you know what they do not have a great track record in Atlanta, bro.
No, against Alabama they don't. Against Alabama, they
add in Notre Dame now. That's enough. Look, man, I know we gonna. If my little show had a research department, we'll have it one day. We can pull that stat because I'm sure Georgia's record in the Georgia Dome.
Don't forget now they played that 3 times this year. They played in the kickoff classic, SEC championship game,
won that one,
and then
so it was 2-1 this year. So that's
2-1. So that's what I'm saying.
2-1 this year.
They struggled against Alabama. They struggled against Alabama. They struggled against Georgia. You Notre Dame. But anybody else?
They
struggled against a non-healthy Alabama.
So to hold your feet to the fire before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Who you got? I'm gonna give mine out. I'm gonna go ahead and give mine first. I'm gonna go ahead and give mine first.
All right, yeah,
as much as I wanna go with Notre Dame to pull this out, as much as I want to, I think that I know we said a lot. We talked a lot about the games and everything that got us here. I do still think, now all jokes aside, I think that Michigan loss did light a fire under Ohio State. I think them boys really love Ryan Day, especially when you look at Sawyer and you looked at the passion that he had after they lost to Michigan and the way that he has been playing along with everybody else. I just feel like for whatever reason, this is Ohio State's moment. I think they're going to pull it out. So give me Ohio State 24-13.
That's not bad. That's under that what Aaron is expecting. So it's a 14-point game. I really think this game comes down to coaching. I really think who schemes the best, who can slow down Chip Kelly. Yes, Ohio State is on a burner. They are, but so is Notre Dame. We already talked about, who's playing with house money and who has nothing. And all the pressure's on Ohio State.
It is. It truly is. They have all the pressure on them.
They have all the pressure on them. So now, if you're listening, I'm still trying to get my ticket, so I got to be careful.
And look, baby, listen.
I'm still trying to get my ticket. I think I secured it, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think I secured my ticket. So, but nah, man, it's gonna be a great game.
Right.
But I just don't trust Ryan Day, dog. I don't trust Ryan Day, just like I don't trust Sark. And so, with that being said, Notre Dame will win their first national championship since 1990 and or 89. And then so I'm going to say the score. This is what my score is going to be. My score is going to be 28-27 with a field goal. Yeah, with a field goal because I think I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm trying to do this math. I'm not good at math. 27-24. It'll be tied up, and Notre Dame win by a field goal.
All right, well that's it, man. So let them know how you can be reached and any of your information that you want to drop on them, man. Go ahead and do your thing.
Well, again, man, I'm proud of you, man, doing your thing here on DJ Double Dose. Looks good. By the Pulse Network, powered by Roku. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do that, Ben.
Oh, Roku. Yeah, there you go. Here, man. You know.
But nah, man.
Not be saying it up. Ain't a damn you.
I'm just saying, man. You know, I'm in production.
I'm just a guy from Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Birmingham education, Inslee J.O.
Hey, shout out to Inslee. Shout out to J.O. Ain't that J.O.?
Yeah, that's it, J.O.
Okay, J.O., man. Shout out to J.O. You can find me on my personal platform on Instagram at Chauncey Tuck. Very simple. You can find me on X. I'm not probably on X too much longer, other stuff. Reason why. But no, you can find me on X at Chauncey Tuck at the same thing. My podcast, yes. Everybody's been asking what Highway 22 East said. Everybody's been asking. Look, guys, we're coming back. I promise you. Like I know we teased y'all about with the car and all that type of stuff. Y'all was
you did
when y'all saw the promo for Highway 22 East. Yes, we're coming back. Just give us we gotta shake some cobwebs off and get back into this thing that we call podcasting. And we're gonna jump back into it too. Also, like I said, I got a production company, Tuck Vision Productions. If you need your videography, your real estate, you need your photography done, holler at your boy. You can follow. You can also look at that all socials at Tuck Vision NPS on all platforms, and also you can look at our work at tuckvisionmps.com. All the work that we do as far as production. But man, like I said, Ben, I appreciate you, brother. And,
hey man, when you not busy, you welcome back anytime, man. You already know. Man. It done took me all the way to the national championship game to get you. To get you in here, but you know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna collab and do some stuff in the upcoming season, man. So, man, appreciate everybody for watching, man. I know it was last minute. I know it was late, man. Thank y'all for watching, man. Continue to watch me. Continue to support the network. Continue to support Tuck, man. Continue to support everything that we do. Let's get ready for a great national championship game, man. And we out, bro. Oh, before I go, don't get no bad luck. Live, laugh, and love, man. Live your life to the fullest. Love on the people that love you back. And find you something to laugh at each and every day, man. And we out.